Hey guys, it's Emily from Jones Design Company. You're watching Coffee Chat. Thanks for being here today. We are in our kitchen, our newly made over kitchen. It was not really a remodel because we didn't really do anything structural. We just made some cosmetic changes that made a really big impact in the space. So I posted about it earlier this week, showed the before and afters and some of the projects that we've done, and there were lots of questions. So today's Coffee Chat is the FAQs about the kitchen remodel makeover. So I wanted to just share a little bit more about the kitchen and chat with you kind of in person. If you were here visiting in our house, these would maybe be the conversations we would have hanging out in the kitchen. So we took our pretty kind of builder grade 1990s dated kitchen and made some cosmetic changes that have made a really big impact in the space. Our goal was to spend less than $1,500 on this makeover. Our ultimate goal is to kind of tear down the whole thing and reorient where we want things, move the stovetop out of the island, move it against the wall, take out of wall so that the dining room and kitchen are combined. So we have big plans for this space, but we don't have the budget or the time to do it right now. So our goal was maybe to leave, or our plan, I guess, was to leave this place just as it was when we moved in until we're ready for the big remodel. And then I've told this story before. The very first night we were spending the night, I was in the office and I heard Ryan's drill and I was like, oh no, what are you doing? And so I came into the kitchen and of course he was taking down the upper cabinets. We couldn't handle it. So we live in our kitchen with a big family and we love to entertain and we do a lot of cooking and washing dishes. And so changing this space to reflect our style and just feel a little bit more like us, a little more warm and welcoming and updated. It was actually a really good choice for us for right now to just kind of get by for the next couple of years until we can do sort of our dream kitchen in here. And actually the funny thing is that now that we have made these updates, it feels like we're not quite as antsy to get to that big remodel. Like this is a really beautiful kitchen and we're very happy with kind of what has happened because of this makeover. So a couple of questions that you all asked. The first one, it was so funny to me, was where's the microwave? So previously we had a big upper cabinet that had this kind of old archaic microwave in it. And that one was maybe the first thing to come down just because it was really casting a shadow on the cabinets and was very heavy and looming. So we took that down and we put the microwave in our little tiny pantry. So I took a picture of it. I will post that on here as well, so you can scroll down and look at what our pantry looks like. One of the things that we miss most about our last house, like floor plan wise, is that we had a gigantic walk-in pantry and it was lined with all of these jars so that I could put like the flour and cereal and rice all in, like decant them into these jars. They were all lined up and it was beautiful. And it was like a walk-in, so it really held a lot of our stuff and we kept our microwave in there. So when we came to this house, our pantry is teensy tiny. Doesn't hold a lot of stuff, but we did sacrifice a little bit of shelf space to put the microwave in there. It gets it off the counter, it gets it out of sight, and it's not something that we use a ton, but we do like to have one and have it accessible, so just having it in the pantry was great. I was telling my best friend about that this morning and just saying like that was a really great solution for us, and she said, well, the reality is not everyone has an outlet in their pantry. Which is true. Thankfully, we had an outlet in our pantry, but if it is maybe something that you could do in your house, even if you don't have an outlet, you might want to consider talking to an electrician and seeing how difficult it would be to have an outlet installed in your pantry if you want your microwave out of sight, out of mind. So that's where the microwave is. The second most asked question was about the open shelves. Just, do they function as well as they look nice? And I will say we love having open shelves. In our last kitchen, we also had shelves. We were there, we remodeled that kitchen probably a year into living there, and we were there for 10 years. So really for the last 10 years, 9 years, I've had open shelves in the kitchen and I have no complaints at all. Obviously, like we wanted to redo it in this kitchen. So the most asked questions about those shelves, a couple of things. One is, do they get really dusty and grimy? And yes, I mean, they get just as dusty as any other bookshelf would in your house. They might get, if you cook a lot and just depending on where your shelves are, they might get that kind of like filmy, oily, gross thing that happens when you are cooking with oil and steam and all that. So it might take a little bit of wiping down, but truthfully, I really haven't had a big issue with it in our kitchens. the main things that we use every day are up on the shelves. So all of our glassware, all of our dishes that you can see behind me, those are things that are on constant rotation. So those go in the dishwasher basically every day. And so we don't have an issue with those collecting dust or grime. Some of the more decorative things, so I have a bunch of cake plates up on the top, or baskets, or different, decorative things that aren't everyday uses. Those do collect dust. You're going to need to wipe them down every once in a while. But again, it's really not much different than any other bookshelf that I have throughout the house. So a little bit of maintenance, not a whole lot. The other question about the shelves was, is there truly enough storage in your kitchen, or do you have some like secret space where you keep the rest of your stuff? And really, this is it. This is where we have all of our stuff. I have one shelf in the dining room that holds our wine glasses and a few serving trays, but otherwise everything's in the kitchen. So again, I took some pictures of like what the cabinets look like and what's in them. This kitchen actually has more storage than our last kitchen, so we're finding that we haven't even filled up all of the cabinets. So I guess my perspective on that would be, if you have overflowing kitchen cabinets, is there a way that you can just like take everything out of them and really look through, like, do you need 4 cookie sheets, and do you need 12 Pyrex 9x13 pans? Maybe you can get rid of some stuff so that you have a little more space to take down those upper cabinets. And then I know the concern also is like, if you don't have dishes that you want to see every day, open shelves make it a little difficult. Absolutely, 100% true. So that's why we just have white dishes. Those are our everyday dishes. Those are what we entertain with. We just have a large stack of them. And the white is classic. I like looking at them. It's fine. And then our glasses, they're just consistent, clear glasses. So there are some considerations if you do have open shelves. You want to make sure you're putting things on them that you like what they look like, that, and then also that you're going to use every day. So those are open shelves. Microwave. The third question was about painting cabinets. So yes, I am the one who painted these cabinets. Did I do it perfectly? Not really. So take my advice for sure, but also you might want to take your actual cabinet into a paint store and have the experts tell you what kind of paint you should use and what, are they best to be sprayed or rolled or paintbrush, just depending on the look that you have. I will tell you my system. These cabinets they're solid wood, and they didn't have a real shiny finish on them. So some of them kind of have more of that like laminate finish, and you're going to need maybe a different paint or different system to do that. These are just solid oak cabinets. They did have a kind of shiny, just their overcoat on them. So I lightly sanded and then just brushed on my latex paint. I got paint from Home Depot. I bought their like most expensive line, whatever it is, and then bought it in semi-gloss so that it will dry. It dries pretty hard. It's not maybe as solid as oil-based paint, which is what we used in our last kitchen. And then I know that now there's like some paint technology that's been improved, and so there's a combination of a latex, but it really acts like an oil-based paint. So I'll figure out what exactly that is. But I know like at a Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams, if you go in there and ask them what to use for cabinets, they will be more than happy to help you out. In this kitchen, because it's not a long-term, our idea is not that we're gonna be using these cabinets long term. This was really more of a cosmetic fix. And so we used 2 coats of latex paint. I didn't even prime it, and they actually are holding up really well. So I don't know that works for everyone's kitchen, just depending on what the finish is of your cabinets, what your long-term plan is, and then just your daily use. How hard on your cabinets are you? We do have 4 kids, and they are, they're kicking the island and pulling open the cabinets, and it's actually been just fun. I also did not paint inside the cabinets. In our last house I did. I took everything out. I painted all the shelves and all of the back walls and then the inside of the doors. In this kitchen, I didn't take that time because really, again, it's just kind of a let's get by until we take everything out. So you'll see in a picture that I took of inside the cabinet, you see when you look inside, it's still the same orange oak color. It's, not beautiful, but it totally works. And that's kind of the thing, is that yes, you can go to all the effort and you can do it right. And there will probably be a lot of people that say, if you're going to do it, you should do it right. And then there's me who feels like it's an improvement. And for me, it visually feels like it was worth every ounce of effort and time, and while it is maybe not perfect and it doesn't have a perfectly sprayed coat, you can maybe see the brush strokes a teeny bit, and it just really doesn't bother me because I feel like it really makes a big impact in the space, and it was something that was feasible and doable for me, for my time, and for my budget. So that's my opinion. I know other people will have different opinions about that. Did I say what my system was? Lightly sand it, 2 coats of latex paint with a brush. Same thing that I did for all of the, what's that called? Trim around the windows. I think that those were the main questions. The pantry with the microwave, what we do with the open shelves, and then the cabinets. So thank you all for all of your nice comments about the kitchen. I hope that it's inspiring. Like my goal for this one is, yes, to make it look great for us, but then also I want it to be inspiring for you. If you have a kitchen or a space that you don't totally love, I think we're all about making the little improvements now rather than waiting for the massive remodel that's going to take a lot of time and big budget. Like, what are some of the little things that you can do around your house right now? So I hope that seeing some of these projects we're doing in our house is encouraging to know that you can make some big updates to kind of a dated space with not a lot of budget. So thanks for tuning in. Oh, you know what? Before you go, I want to tell you, everyone always asks about the clothes that I'm wearing when I'm doing these coffee chats. And I do want to tell you about this shirt because I just got it not too long ago from the Gap. I wear it all the time. It's super cozy, great for the winter, but it is lightweight, so you could wear it if you're not in a cold climate. So there it is about my shirt. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Thanks for chatting, and we'll talk to you soon.